Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a bright and sunny day. Birds are singing outside, and it is getting warmer. Son of a gun. Yesterday, I had to walk to the Department of Social and Health Services so I could get recertified for food benefits, so I can eat, which is always a good thing. So I had to walk from southern Shelton to northern Shelton, which DSHS is about a half a mile at most from Walmart, so it's like almost 3 miles away. And so I just finished going to Walmart after my appointment, but I fell asleep while waiting because I was waiting for about an hour. And so I was pretty groggy while going through it, but I got recertified. My money amount hasn't changed. I can at least eat. That's a good thing. Finished going to Walmart, grabbed stuff, walked home. By the time I got back, it was like mid-afternoon. And I didn't really think of a whole lot because, again, it's when you're walking during the daytime, you got to watch out for like cars and a lot of traffic and people, and you got to keep your eyes open and be constantly thinking about stuff. And so when I'm out walking at nighttime, I don't. I have a lot of periods of time where I can just forget how far I've been walking because I've been thinking, being on autopilot, and it's safe that way. There's not a lot of traffic to worry about, or people, or objects, or things. So there's a big difference. I didn't get a whole lot of much of anything thought about, but at least I did my stuff, and that's good. And yay! So at least I got that part done, and that's good. Now, unfortunately, because of the break in routine and habit, since I usually go walkies at night, that threw me off for the rest of the day, and I was unable to get anything else done because I was exhausted and sore, and my leg still really hurts today where I have cellulitis. I forgot to take one of my antibiotic doses yesterday because I forgot to take it before I left, so I said, I'll take it when I get home. And then I forgot to do that, so I only took it twice instead of 4 times yesterday. Itchy top of my head. And so that's not good. So my leg really hurts. It's slightly less swollen so far, but I've only just gotten up at 6:30 and it's only 7:55 right now. So haven't had a whole lot of time for it to really swell up yet. So that's fun. Just thought I'd mention that, the whole cellulitis thing, because it's a big issue. Yay. Now here's something I'm going to talk about, but I'm hesitant to talk about it because I feel terrible about this. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything bad. But I feel terrible and I don't really want to talk about it because that's the way my personality is, but there's good and there's bad. First off, Nexor, what, EH, is it? Nexor had ordered a laptop, Microsoft Windows laptop, and had it sent. It was a cheap thing, just something that was a Windows machine, just so that I could start doing stuff with that. And it showed up. And this is the part I'm so grateful for. Thank you so much. I appreciate absolutely everybody who has helped me out in any way, shape, or form. Here's where I feel bad, though. The Chromebook that was sent to me, it is a restricted device because it is a notebook. A notebook is a subset of a laptop and is very restrictive because it is just a Chromebook. You can only run programs that you get from the Google Play Store. Nothing else will install because it's its own special operating system. But you are limited to, if Google doesn't put it on the Play Store, you can't do it. Now, this is a nice little machine, and it is a Windows 11 machine. Part of that, I'm a Windows 7 guy. I used to have a thing for my Windows 10 that turns my start button into a Windows 7. So I don't even like the Windows 10 start system. And I've been reading and watching videos about Windows 11, and I do not like the start system at all. That's just a me thing, though. Now, this is a nice little machine. The problem is, because it is a notebook type thing, it is just as restrictive as the Chromebook, and I only found that out the hard way. If you don't buy programs off of the Microsoft Store, it won't run them. I own let me start that in English. I own Minecraft. I bought it. I cannot run it on this. First off, you can only run installers that you download from the Microsoft Store. If you do not download it from the Microsoft Store, it won't run the installer. Now, there is a special mode that you can go into called like Mode S, or you go out of Mode S. I think you start off in Mode S and then you can leave Mode S. You leave Mode S and they give you a lot of severe warnings. Because being able to run non-Microsoft stuff, they say don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So I was able to leave Mode S and download the actual Microsoft launcher for Minecraft. And it installed. And when I try to run it, it just says, this program is incompatible with your operating system. So unless I purchase Minecraft from the Minecraft store, I can't run it. I cannot do anything on this that I can't already do on the Chromebook. So I am super, super appreciative of anybody that helps. And Nestor, again, thank you so very, very much. It is awesome. Thank you. It's just that there's nothing I can actually do with it. And that's the part where I feel bad. I feel like I led you on and made you buy something that you shouldn't have bought. I mean, I am super appreciative. It's just I can't do anything with it, and it's not your fault. So please, I hope you take this the right way, that I am super, super, super appreciative. Only I can't really do anything with it, and it's not your fault. You didn't know, and I didn't know, and now that we do know, I don't know where to go from here. Again, thank you. I'm just sorry that you spent money on something that I can't use, but thank you. Don't feel bad. I feel horrible. So again, I'm trying to say this in the best way I can, and the problem is, of course, that with my social awkwardness and where I am on the autism spectrum, I rarely know how to talk to people or interact with people that doesn't come off as jarring or wrong. So I'm only hoping that this comes across the right way. But thank you, everybody, absolutely everybody that has helped. I do have still stuff on my list down here. So, yeah, I have, I'm doing better but not doing well. Because, yeah, I've wanted to do things like record stuff, and yesterday with my routine being thrown off, yeah, I just watched videos all the rest of the day. I eventually played some games, and that's good, and then I discovered, oh boy, when you're time blind, it can really get past. I say that, days pass like hours, weeks pass like days, and months pass like weeks. And that is true. There was a game on my PlayStation 4 called Happy Dungeons. I finally decided to give it another shot because I couldn't remember what it was. They stopped running that game in 2019. They turned off the servers. 4 years ago. It feels like I just went and installed that thing yesterday. Oh, well, hello, ding-a-ding. So that was fun. I've got so much stuff where it feels like 1 or 2 years has passed and it's 10 or more. As a minor aside on that one, I spent the first, up until I was 52, minus 4 years while I was in the Air Force, I lived for my entire life while I was in Bellingham, Washington. It's only after I got married that I moved out of Bellingham, and for the past 20 years now I have lived outside of Bellingham, and I am likely to die here in Shelton. Even when I was a kid, though we lived in a more rural part of urban Bellingham, it was not very populated where we were, while still being about 40 to 60,000 people. Now it's like 120, something like 100, 120,000, something like that. I got priced out of living there a long time ago, but then the way things are in the U.S., I'm almost being priced out of living in the United States. So, yay. But still, time passes, and isn't that fun, especially since I discovered the actual dictionary definition of the term vintage. Anything that's over 20 years old. 90% of my life is vintage, and the things that I look back on as new and fresh are vintage. Oh boy. Let me check my list here. Oh yes, really quick, I did see this one video this morning that was one of these Dagoth memes. One of the things I have liked about the Elder Scrolls, though I don't like the series anymore, Skyrim killed that for me. But one of the things I've liked about the Elder Scrolls and this setting that it's in, Tamriel, and on the planet Nirn, but it just means the world, but the baked-in racism of the place works because it makes sense. Racism in our world doesn't make sense because the differences in skin color and the various ethnic types of adaptations made by genetic heritage families across the entire world, we're just people. There's no real differences. But in Tamriel, where you've got the Argonians and the Khajiit and the Orcs and then the various baked-in flavors of humans, yeah, racism kind of makes sense that way. Because you're not just looking at, oh, your skin color is different. It's like, no, you're a different species entirely. It's not good, of course, the baked-in racism, but it makes sense on a fictional manner. And so I can handle it. I don't like it, of course. I hate bigotry and all that. So even though I don't like to see the bigotry in game, it makes sense that it is there for something for people to struggle against. So that makes sense. But it was one of these AI-generated Dagoth meme voices. And it was Dagoth looking at a Khajiit and just going, no. We have standards here. Not like any of these other places. In Red Mountain, we have standards. Yeah, a Khajiit? No. What is Azura thinking? Moon and star, more like moon, sugar, and star. Oh my God, scraping the bottom of the barrel. I mean, look at you. What did you do? Strip down to your skivvies, down 7 bottles of skooma, and punch a guard in the back of the head? No. Get it together. Get out. And that was awesome. Because, I mean, number one, as much as I think Dagoth is right in the game Morrowind, he wants to kick everyone out and give Morrowind back to keep the foreigners out. So the Dunmer live in Morrowind. I think he's right that way. He's a very supremacist, genocidal type, so that part's wrong. But yeah, so thumbs up. And then the last thing I've got is just, the only thing I'm going to say on this one is just with the cryptid stuff is I don't do it a lot. But I try to do it enough where I show my cryptid characters in the worst possible light. I mean, I like them. I love my cryptid characters. I mean, I love them as a species. I love them as a fictional type of character. I love everything about them. The fact that they're so casually, like homicidal, I even enjoy. But at the same time, watching down on this one, to try and keep myself linked in, I do try to portray them in the worst possible light at times because they aren't human and they do prey on us. So the very first time that I introduce my characters, my cryptids, is they kill and eat a homeless guy. And it's from the POV of the homeless guy as he watches these people go from people to monsters, and they tear him apart and they devour him while he's still alive. That's how he dies. That's how we're introduced to the characters that I love, being portrayed as simple human being devouring monsters. And periodically, and during this entire project, that's what I want to continue to show. Even with the character Annie of the Dempsey family. I like the character Annie. I like all of my characters. I like the Dempsey family. I mean, I've even got a backstory on Monica. She comes from a mixed family as well. Her mother was human. Her father was cryptid. She was born full cryptid. Unfortunately, she's an only child because, well, with complications and such, there had to be a full hysterectomy from her mother, and so she was the only child. So her family doted on her. And then she went out to the community college, met Jacob, and then they've been doing this stuff at the RV park with their daughters, and it's awesome. The whole place, they are good people. Even Annie, a good person. She went to the community college. She got her degree. She came back to help her family because her mother and father are getting older. And her father especially, he was losing some of his mobility. He was getting more, losing what he could because of arthritis. She came back to help, and using her business knowledge that she got from her degree, she has been helping, streamlining. They've been making more money, and she's helping out and doing physical stuff. And twice a month, she goes into town and murders someone so that they can devour their corpse. That's bad. On the other hand, if you look at this, they're not doing anything horrible. Even though Annie is human, she has a lot of cryptid genes expressed. So she is just an absolute example of glowing health from having a diet of 90% just human meat. And her father has gotten stuff back, his mobility, and then her mother just eats what those two can't, and it works out. They're a good family. They do good things. Annie, of course, she looks at it as, I'm a human being. I eat human beings. I don't see what the problem is. There's a risk of being eaten if you live. If you get in a car, you risk an accident. If you go into a store, you risk being in a robbery. If you go and use electronic equipment, you risk electrocution. If you go out where there are cryptids, you risk being eaten. That, of course, for a cryptid is okay, but among humans, that's a bit different. I mean, these people that get eaten, of course, they go out and then vanish, and no one ever sees them again. And as human beings, we're not just out of sight, out of mind in that fashion. Somebody vanishing can cause a generational wound that can not only bother and hurt the people that love the person that was gone, but growing children that are affected, and then their lives as adults can be ruined by this, which further goes on for their children. Generational wounds from things like this. Yeah, the cryptids I like. They're wonderful. They're beautiful and awesome. But, oh boy, as a person in the victim pool, yeah, not good at all. Having someone just vanish like that can tear people apart, tear apart families. You can have people that have quickly, they go on and crash to desktop, and then people have to mourn them as well. So yeah, I like to show them in the best possible light, but at the same time, I have this urge to portray them in the worst possible light. Because it is horrifying what happens. No matter how much I like them, that's a horrible thing to do to people. And twice a month, Annie goes into town, chats someone up, and then knifes them to death, stuffs their corpse in the car, drives it back out to the park, and, well, she and the rest of the family got food for the next 2 weeks. Oy vey. I do have some people that I'm going to try and do this with, where I'm going to thank people that have left me comments in the past 24 hours. Let's see how this works, if I can do this, because we have It's Real It, Tyler, backwards, thumbs up, and thank you very, very much. Jay, appreciate it. Luminaria, it's very, very tiny text. Thank you very, very much. Each person, Shaw, with 2 W's, thank you. Fluffy Big Butt, greatly appreciated. And thank you very much for the Chromebook. And then we have Arma, I can't tell if that's Armadillo, or, well, Arma somebody or other, and Conspo Lopez, greatly, oh, I'm too far away. Nexor, EH, again, thumbs up and thank you. Floramu, greatly appreciated. Fighter Powder? Am I reading that right? Oh my gosh. Well, and then the Horror Files, thumbs up, and Jesse Koskinen, RJ Mitchell, Jamie's Division. I'm hoping I got most of the names right. The people like Jamie's Division and RJ Mitchell, I know how to pronounce that one instantly. But a lot of those is just, oh my god, I can't see that it's such tiny print at this distance. Yay. Don't get old. I mean, do get old. Don't crash to desktop before you have to. But getting old is, it comes with a whole lot of issues. So, holy smokes, this is going to take forever to upload. It's 22 minutes, so thumbs up. Thank you much, each and every one of you. You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. Thumbs up. Thank you, each and every one of you. And I'm so sorry, Nexor. I'm so sorry. I feel terrible that this Microsoft Notepad book thing doesn't work. Oh, ding-a-ding-a-ding. So, I'll talk to you all later. And this, like I said, this is going to take forever to upload. Thumbs up.